Hey guys, this is Omar from Brown Liquor and Cigars, and today I have two very special guests. I have Tammie and Keshia.
Hey.
How you ladies doing?
Great.
I'm good. So far, so good.
Yes, I'm excited to have you on here. We're going to have a lovely discussion today, so settle down. Take it easy, Tammie.
Why are you?
Woosah.
Yeah, so today's topic is a very interesting one. I know all of us are employed, and I don't know, most of us have been through a situation where if we left a company or an organization, sometimes these organizations have exit interviews. Right. And in those exit interviews, it's usually with someone from HR, somebody that's not related to who you were working with on your department. And I think a lot of people, take the exit interviews seriously to where if, the company wants to know why you're leaving. Is it because you found a better opportunity? What are things that you recommend the organization can improve on, et cetera, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about like relationships when we end relationships throughout our adult life. I think a lot of the times we don't get that closure or, because you want to learn from those relationships. And I know that a lot of the times, relationships either end on good terms or bad terms. But I think you can always draw lessons from the relationships that you've had, again, whether they've been good or bad. So today I kind of want to do an exit interview with you ladies. And I want to say this before we start. I want to put it to where this is like people that you've been in a relationship with to where you don't want to go back with them. You're not trying to get them back or whatnot. You're just taking the good and the bad and talking about it, right? Like a regular exit interview.
Okay.
So the first question that I have for you, Tammie, in your past relationships, what are some of the reasons why those relationships ended?
They just fizzled out.
Fizzle out? Can you elaborate?
They fizzled out. We were no longer servicing a purpose for each other.
Was this from you or from that person? Or was it mutual?
I think it's more so mutual on most of them.
Okay. So for you, most of your relationships have been, they've ended where both parties are in agreement? Or has it been to where maybe for you, you're the first one to initiate the ending of that relationship or vice versa?
I think things get rocky. The expectations that you had earlier kind of die down. And I think the communication just stopped to where it's just like, hey, I'm going to go my way, you go yours. I don't have a bad relationship with anybody I've ever.
Okay, that's good. And that's different. What about you, Keshia? Like, what are some of the reasons why past relationships in your life have ended? And again, this can come from you or that person.
I'm a big communicator, and a lot of men don't like to talk. So sometimes it's about that. I need more. I need communication. I need to figure out what's going on with your head and things like that. And so if there's no communication, if there's no balance of that, I can't do anything with that. I don't know what you're doing, what you want, what's your goal. I don't know. So
okay. Now, is this something that you maybe was an expectation up front? Or does it usually happen to where you get into a relationship and towards the end you're like, man, like maybe I didn't catch this or, until it's too late?
Oh, that's the red flag thing. Probably a little bit of both, a little bit of all of the above. Like you sense something, but it's at the beginning and, everything is hunky-dory. It's the honeymoon session and everything's going fine. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not getting something. I'm not getting what I'm needing out of this, and okay, let's communicate a little bit more, and it's just not going like she said. It evolves into nothingness.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, on the flip side, what are some of the things that, from a male's perspective, you think might have been the reason why they ended the relationship?
I talk too much.
So communication.
It works both ways to me. I'm like, what we talking about now? Probably that is same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think we should have expectations in relationships, but how do you know what someone's expectation is if you don't get straight or that stern communication with them, you know.
Right.
So to some people, I talk too much and just don't go with the flow. I don't know what go with the flow is. What is that?
Maybe they're looking for you to be spontaneous.
I am very spontaneous. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
So
no, that's not it. I'm good, but I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, Tammie, is that similar to you, or do you have different?
I think that's similar. And like she said, go with the flow is as if they don't want you to ask any questions.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
maybe they're trying to avoid accountability.
That too. Or it's like you ask too many questions. Why do you need to know everything? Like, okay,
Because you're
so
in my
I'm just supposed to
face.
blindly
Yeah.
go into everything that you say?
Right. Yeah. And I think, like, from a guy's perspective, it's not so much that, maybe they're trying to gaslight you or they don't want you to know what's going on. But it might be one of those things where maybe they're trying to, like, make it, like, unknown, right? Make it fun to where maybe they're planning something. What if they got something up their sleeve and you're asking all these questions and you're ruining the surprise?
You're making it sound real good for them. That's not the case.
And no, that's not.
It sound good. I would love that. Surprise me, surprise. I would love that. But most of the time, that's not the case. In our reality today, it's not the case. Probably what it is that, okay, well, just chill, just go with the flow because you know what? I have options. And so I'm trying to figure out if you this one or that one, it's that.
Right.
That's the thing. That's what's really it's all about. But it's still, if you have options, say you have option, communicate that to me if that's
Right.
what you feel that you have. Just don't leave it out there and you want me to just go with the flow. I'm not going to do that.
Right. And what if like the expectation for that guy, and you're right, you bring up a good point. Like, fellas, like, I know you've heard this before, but if you are planning something for your lady, like choosing the restaurant, the date, what kind of activities you're going to do, as far as like what you have planned, communicate that, or just say, hey, I know you want to know the details, but I got this, I'm planning it, just trust me. So maybe it might be a trust thing for women to not know,
If that were the case, I don't think you are nice. That doesn't happen a lot. Planning to going out to eat, surprise. That's fine, but that doesn't happen a lot in reality.
Exactly.
They don't want. It's a lot of. Okay, a lot of people don't want to date anymore. They just want to hang, and to me, there's a difference.
Right, because they don't want to take the initiative.
There you go. The accountability. They don't want to.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go? You want to go out to dinner? You want to go out to a restaurant? They don't want to do that. They just want to hook up.
Right.
And I'm not in the 90s anymore. Okay, you should have hit me back then.
Right.
This is a new day and age. We're
Right.
here now. So this is where
Right.
I'm at. So meet me here or don't.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a lack of trust. It's just you're not setting yourself up for some bullshit.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, interesting take. I think we can all do better. Like you said, you bring up a good point about dating. That hey, like date with a purpose. Yeah, I mean, if you're upfront about your expectations, maybe you're just trying to hook up, or date casually, or date non-exclusively. Then make sure that you say that up front.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
But dating does take work. It takes
It
effort.
does.
It's not just Netflix and chill, right?
It is
Yeah.
not. It's not. I can do that by myself. I do quite often. It's fine. So it's not just about that.
when
And I
you're
saw
trying to-
somebody, this man on social media, when you said date with a purpose, this man, I don't know, I forgot his name, but he said not so much as date with a purpose, but date with a plan.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
to me, I was like, yeah, because most men are not out here, I'm about dating with a purpose because, I'm looking for my wife. That's probably not it.
No.
But so what is your plan when you come in my face and you say, hey, what's your name? Can we exchange it? What's your plan with me? Are you putting me in the lineup? Are you trying to see if I'm 1, 2, or 3? And I'm going to tell you I'm not 1, 2, or the 3, something like that. So
you're not trying to be part of the rotation.
I'm not.
Absolutely not.
I'm not.
All right, I can cross you off the list.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, so the next question I have for you ladies is looking back at those relationships, like what are some of the things that maybe for you can improve? Right? Like maybe I know you had talked about maybe not seeing the red flags, but in those relationships, what did you take out of it for you personally? Man, I can improve this. This is an area that I still need to mature on or grow on.
For me, it's cutting off sooner. I mean, my cutoff game
was
is already
thinking that.
strong, but I'm trying to get stronger. So I'm doing better. So instead of just drawing it out, like I'm like, okay, maybe he'll act right, and let me get another day and another week or whatever. Now I'm like, you know what? No, let's just nip it in the bud. So
Yeah. So as soon as you get that feeling, or you know that something's off, you're like, okay.
not so much as a feeling, but action, the lack of action. Because you can tell me whatever all day long, but your actions is going to tell me the whole entire story.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because men are good at talking up a good game, but when it comes to executing,
That's it.
sometimes we fall
The
short.
lack of it, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Do you agree with that, Tammie?
I feel like I don't know you.
Tammie, I told you I'm evolving. I'm evolving, Tammie.
I feel like I don't know who you are right now. I'm screaming in my head, oh my God, this is bullshit. But
Come on.
Tammie, trust.
Trust who? You? Omar. Okay, back to the question. I feel the same way. Your walkaway game needs to be strong, because the longer that you stay into some shit, it is hard to get out of it down the line. And I'm too old to put up with some nonsense. I would rather be by myself than into some shit with somebody. And not feeling good, not being happy is not an option.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
No.
Yeah. So you guys think that maybe in those scenarios, it's important to do that because you don't want to settle, right? Because you guys are like beautiful queens, and you guys deserve the best. Y'all deserve a top tier man.
Oh, thank you for recognizing that. So settling, yeah, we're not going to settle, but there is a compromise. I've learned that. It's a big word for me. Okay. So settling, no, we're not going to settle, but we know that we have to compromise on some things. So you forgot to take the trash out. Ooh, okay, I get that, but cheating on me with the babysitter, no, I'm not going to do that, So there's some compromise there, but settling, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna settle for you. You don't have no job. No, I'm not doing all of that. You keep running through these women. Every time we go out, somebody knows you. No.
Yeah.
So that brings up a good point. So does that also go into maybe you guys not doing your vetting correctly when you guys get into these relationships with these men?
Or if it's not so much as that, what are you bringing? What are they bringing to us? They're bringing their representative. Can we say that? So you're bringing me your representative. I'm like, okay, he got a blazer on. Okay, he's a grown man. It's not, okay? So it's not about vetting. We are vetting what you give us. So are you giving us the whole
face value?
Yes, absolutely.
When you go to an interview and they ask you, hey, do you know how to do Excel? Are you an expert? Normally, your ass don't know shit about Excel.
At all.
In the job, you're going to say, of course, I'm an expert. You're not going to even say you're novice. You're going to say that you know everything.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're bringing your representative to that date, to that person.
Ah, interesting. So as you get to know him, that through the actions, that's where you see the true colors, right?
Right.
The truth of the man.
Nobody can hold on to a lie for so long.
Ooh,
you
preach.
are going to trip up.
Yeah.
Some shit is not going to start adding up.
No, for
you
real.
can't call me until after 7.
Oh.
Ooh.
You can't call me during the day.
I gotta put my babies to sleep.
Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Do not.
I mean, it's just certain
I need to hear your baby on the phone.
Right. No.
We're not doing all that.
Oh man.
No, absolutely not.
So you guys you mentioned cutting it off sooner. In the past, what's the longest that you've waited?
I plead the fifth.
Are we talking about
Mighty
like
long
months, years?
time. Mighty long time. As you grow older, the time dwindles down. But when you're young, you break up to make up, hook up, get back together, you break up. You do all those things, and it draws out to months, years, all that good stuff. So, yeah I've been in that arena as well. But as of now, no, I don't.
So within a couple of dates, you kind of know, or a couple weeks, a couple
Sometimes
months.
it doesn't even get to the first date. You can fuck up over the phone.
Ooh, this is true. This is true.
Y'all brutal.
Or the text messaging they like to do.
Right.
They like to text message.
Yeah, they be in your DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a text message society.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's harder to tell what kind of man he is because he likes to text.
Yeah. That's
Can I hear
interesting.
your voice?
Are you guys still doing? Have you done like video chats or Zoom calls?
No. Absolutely not.
Tammy?
No.
Gotta meet at Starbucks. Stop.
No.
Oh man.
No. No.
Yeah. So, what would your? I'm gonna switch it a little bit, right? I know you mentioned earlier. You talked about some of the feedback has been that you talk too much. Like, what are some other things that your partners would say about you that maybe it was an issue for them?
And then I don't express my feelings. Enough.
So you're like Carlos, right?
I'm guarded. I'm guarded. I'll admit that. I'm guarded.
Yeah.
Is that from? Does that stem from like maybe being burned in another relationship, or what does that stem from? Insecurity, or
it stems from how I was raised, watching relationships from family members, from all around me.
so kind of seeing.
Because it's not. No, it doesn't stem from being burned.
Okay.
No.
So just kind of seeing that around you growing up to where, you know, you didn't want any part of that. So was it very like toxic or?
Yeah, majority.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. What are some other things for you that your past partners would say was like an issue?
My mouth.
mouth.
Back to communication. My mouth. And then, well, even some of my friend girls used to tell me, you too hard. You too hard. My daddy would say, you too hard. And they would say, I'm too hard and I act like a dude. I'm like, what do you mean act like a dude?
Yeah, I've been told that too.
I don't know. I guess because me, maybe versus other women, they hang in there and they go through it and they just go through all the drama. And not to say I haven't gone through drama with men, but some stuff that some women go through, I just don't feel like I want to go through that. You know, I like to sleep peacefully at night. This day and age, in my 40s, there's no reason or no way that I should put myself through sleepless nights and crying over men. Not right now, because he's out there cheating or all that kind. I don't have time for that.
Right, I'm
Right.
fighting you over your phone. No.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
So you've gone through it previously to where maybe when you were younger, you kind of went through those phases?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I went through all that. Like I said, break up to make up type of stuff. The young love. You think you're in love, and this is my man, and all that kind of. Yes, okay, that was 1990, whatever. But we in the 2022. Yeah, so it's a big gap there.
Right.
So you evolve into knowing really who you are now and what you want and what you deserve. Mm-hmm. So
Now, do you think maybe now you're seeing, because hearing you speak, like you have the right intentions, your mindset's in the right place. Maybe the way you deliver the message comes off a little bit too confrontational to men, or
no, too confident.
too confident? Okay.
Yeah. Not confrontational, just confident. So I don't know. I guess a lot of men want women that just go along with the program, you know, their program, and their program is really not on the right channel. So I'm not going to do that. So.
Okay. So, but you did mention that you're open to be flexible, to compromise, right? So
compromise.
maybe his box is here, yours is here, and maybe you can meet somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah, tell him that. If he communicates that, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm open. I'm open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, Tammie, is that like where you're at now for men, is that like a big issue to where they point it out right away that you're too closed off?
Not right away. Because like I said, sometimes if I see a red flag or some shit doesn't seem right, I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah. So right away you cut
Yeah.
it. So do you think maybe sometimes it's premature?
It may be. But then again, it may not be. I don't feel like I've missed anything.
Okay. Yeah. So when are we gonna like talk about that so we can open up your heart and you can express your
Are you
feelings?
trying to say that it's closed?
I mean, you said it, Tammie. You said that
I
you're
said I'm
closed
guarded.
off.
I didn't say I was iced.
Yeah. Guarded, yeah.
Guarded. Okay, guarded is an interesting word.
And I think we should be. You can't go around just giving everybody a heart. They don't deserve it.
Right.
What are they going to do with it? They don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, so-
But I think you can like kind of let your guard down a little bit. Yes, like be cautious, but I think with boundaries you can really love people, even if it doesn't lead to a relationship, right? But a lot of the times I think when we're guarded, and I say from experience too, because I've experienced this to where like there's people that generally have good intentions that come around my life, and if I'm guarded too much, then they're gonna sense that energy to where it's like, why do I want to be in his life? When they have good intentions.
But you can tell when someone has good intentions.
It goes back to the actions.
Yeah.
Judge people by their actions.
Yeah, right. I can say anything all day long. I'm here for you, and do you want to hang, or you want to go out, you want to date, or what? But if I'm just not showing up in your world, that's a whole other thing.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So what are some of the things right now that you guys are working on as far as like your self-development, to where, because we're always evolving, we're always learning, and, we'll never get to a point where we know it all. Right. So for you, like are you dating? Are you single, married?
Dating.
You're dating.
I'm dating.
Okay.
And I'm reading John's book. So I'm trying to get through the whole learning how to date properly for myself. Like good
John? Okay. Yeah. He'll fix you right up.
Well, I do. I try to, like, anything that could help me always, because I'm all about self-healing, right? And if something is not working, I think you should look in the mirror and say, okay, what's going on with me? And take self-accountability before I could just keep pointing the finger at you. But then sometimes you're like, no, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Because sometimes people will have you, it's that reverse psychology stuff, where people will try to portray what they're doing in a negative manner and put it off that it's on you.
Right.
And so I'm like, wait, okay, so you're saying this. Okay, well, let me take a step back and look over some things. So I don't mind looking at me and figure out what the problem is with inside of me. But do men do that? Do y'all do that?
We do a very poor job at it.
Okay, I was thinking that.
A lot of just don't do it, and most of us do a poor job at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Who is this man? Who is this person?
Do you agree with that, Tammie?
I agree with what she said. I mean, I think for me, I'm in a season of, I'm just thinking about me. If I date, if somebody comes along, they come along. It's going to have to be organic. It's not going to be something that I'm going to pour my time into, that I'm going to go out of my way for, because at this point, I'm just all about me.
So you're selfish.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Come and I can girl. Be that.
See, Skylar? Hey, they're getting that ego. They're getting that ego.
Nothing wrong with that.
I can be that.
We've tried it the other way. Yeah. We've tried it the other way.
So, like, what do you mean by you tried it the other way?
We've tried to be non-selfish and to go ahead and, okay, sure, if you're going to lead, because most men, like, y'all don't let the men lead. Well, go ahead and lead. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Ooh, yeah.
We go nowhere. So now it's like, okay, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you want to do with me, so let me go ahead and just do me.
But then men get accused of, sometimes, some men get accused of being old school when it comes to that. Oh, you just want to take all the decisions. You want to tell me what to do. You want to take control.
No.
But that's what
this
y'all
is
want.
Omar. This is real.
He
coming back.
What do you mean by that?
Like, for example, right? You're saying that you want a man that can take charge and choose the plays and take initiative, right? But some women, few women, with few guys, like sometimes that gets looked at as like being sexist or yeah.
Oh, I think that's okay for a man. Hey, are you busy Saturday? All right, you want to go out to eat? Something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
No, some men think when you say take charge, they take it as being the boss. I'm the boss. What I say, go.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I must get that a lot then. That's probably my issue. I don't know. So this one guy, we had started talking, and he would always send me places to go, like, I'm going to chill here, hang out here, And I was like, so over time, weeks, I said, well, if you want to ask me on a date, just ask me on a date. Just flirting, right? Mm-hmm. His reply was, oh, I ain't no sugar daddy. I don't know what you looking for.
Where did that come from?
That's what I said. I scrolled back, and because we're texting, and I go, where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong?
Texting.
Where did it go wrong, Jesus? I don't know. I do not know where it went wrong. And it was just a flirty response. So I don't know. Can you help me?
Maybe it was an insecurity from that guy.
Bingo.
Yeah, it probably was, right? Don't you
No,
agree?
Isn't that weird? It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but I was gonna say too, on our earlier point that maybe so a tip for the fellas out there, we talk about like, masculinity is a big thing, and we talk about taking charge, right?
Being the boss.
No, taking charge. But if you're gonna live up to that standard, like you were saying, hey, take initiative, right? Plan those dates, plan the restaurant that you're taking her to. Be thoughtful, bring her flowers. Put in that work.
They don't.
They don't. Yeah.
We hear you though.
Yeah, and on the same note too, like maybe with some of the past guys that you guys have dated, maybe you guys were going into it as like, as a project, maybe looked at that relationship as a project.
A project.
You ain't trying to build no man. Absolutely not.
No, I have a job that I get paid for. I don't need to take on another job that I'm not getting paid for. No dude is no project. You need to come already together.
Yeah, but I think there are few women that maybe whenever they're looking at these guys, maybe they have something that they're attracted to, but maybe there's more red flags than the attractiveness to them, and they maybe go into it thinking, maybe
they can change them.
Yeah, maybe
Ooh,
I can take them as a project.
Oh
no,
that sounds so bad.
Not today.
No, that's too much.
Right, not today.
So that's kind of like saying if you have find a man with potential, the word potential, that's big in the dating. He has potential, and so I feel he has potential, and so I'm going to get him and mold him to something. Is that kind of like what you're
right?
No.
And maybe because like I know we've talked about it recently, where a lot of women have this need or want or desire to have a man, to be in a relationship. Right, to where maybe in that process, instead of like you were saying, hey, taking the time to be selfish and know what you want, to where like you're not gonna settle. Maybe they are settling because maybe they have an internal time clock where it's like, no, I gotta be married by like 2 years and 3 years, or by 30 or 35, I gotta have the house, have the husband, have the kids.
So all of that is more important than you being happy.
No, I'm saying like...
No, I'm saying for those women who have that internal time clock, that they have to have these things by a certain age, or, their life is not complete. So you're willing to settle for somebody that has more red flags than potential.
I agree with him on
and be
that.
unhappy.
Right.
It's a long time to be unhappy, especially when you have kids and maybe you stand for that's 18 years of unhappiness.
Right, yeah. But you don't, I think like if you have that mindset, you don't know it at the time. And both like men and women do it, right? You see it all the time.
I think women know it.
They know.
They know it.
Because
when that trumps everything else, and you constantly calling your girlfriends, girl, you can't believe what he did this time. Well, why are you still with him? That's the question that we ask.
Yeah, or they finally stop telling you because they know it's
because they don't want you to know.
Yeah, and they're just going to stay in anyway. Yeah, there are a lot of women that stay in relationships
and
just
they know.
just to have a man, I guess.
Yeah, like dead relationships and they're stuck in
as a doorknob.
Wow. Yeah.
But they stay in them. I mean, and if that's what they want to do, I guess that's good. I don't know. I don't know.
And it's sad because sometimes the dude might not even know it. For him, he might be in the happiest relationship that he thinks in his
yes,
mind,
because she's allowing him to do whatever he
wants
to do.
Right. Yeah,
and he knows he can go do anything, and she's still gonna be right there.
Right.
So would you leave if somebody let you go out and do whatever and come back?
You got a nice place to lay your head. You got hot meals.
Yes.
She
playing
cooking,
house with
she
you.
cleaning.
Nice. Yes.
Well,
that made you smile.
Yes. So exactly. So that's what some men think. Like, I got this and I'm not leaving this one. I might want this and I'm gonna go to my want for a little while, but I'm gonna come over here and I know she's gonna be here. So.
Yeah. Man, those are awesome. Some great points that you guys have brought up today. One last question for you guys: if you can talk to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself where you're at now?
My 20-year-old, I don't even know what the hell I was doing when I was 20.
In the streets?
I was not. Thank you. I don't know. I think for my 20-year-old self, I was probably in East Texas in the country. I would have been, probably would say, be more ambitious. Go for, don't put my dreams off because I didn't see anybody else doing it. I should have went for what I wanted to go for back then.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
You thought it was going to have something to do with a dude.
You should have said yes to that proposal. What about you?
My 20-year-old self, possibly put the blinders on and just keep going, like she said, as far as just do what your heart desires. Stop looking to the left, to the right. Stop waiting for people to have your back or to give you the okay to be you and to do what you want to do, and just do it. Because you may not have these individuals that have your back, but there's someone out there that needs what you have. So just do.
Yeah.
What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
That's a good question. I agree with what you guys brought up. I would also say that to my 20-year-old self would be, have an open heart. I know we all go through, trials and tribulations, and maybe some of us carry some trauma from our childhood. But like you said, heal from that. Seek help if you can't do it by yourself or those around you. Seek medical help. But I would tell myself that, hey, have an open heart. But have boundaries. Establish your boundaries. That way, when people cross your boundaries, your personal boundaries in relationships, in all kinds of relationships, then you can love yourself to say, hey, this is not for me.
Absolutely.
Right. And if those people want to respect you and want to be in your life, then they'll accept that Absolutely. They've crossed that boundary. So that's the advice I would give my 20-year-old self.
Nice.
Okay,
cool.
Let me ask you this, since this is supposed to be about exit interviews. What advice would you give us?
Oh yeah, go
since
for it.
you've asked us all these questions.
Yeah.
That's Oh, you're putting me on the spot, Tammie.
Give it
I gotta be careful with this, but let me give you a shot.
No, you're fine. Just say it. Just communicate it. Just communicate it.
I love the fact that you guys brought up communication. I think that's huge. Obviously, yes, take care of yourself first. Be selfish. Yes, you're right. Know what you want. Don't settle. But at the same time, have that open heart to also accept people that might not fit all your check boxes, right? And then in that, see if maybe you can meet in the middle as far as if you're in two different spectrums. And that's what I would say, Tammie. And Tammie, I love you, Tammie. So, maybe if you put your guard down a little bit, me and you can be best friends.
Compromise.
Yes,
Omar, I don't know who this representative you brought today.
Yes, but this has been a really good topic. So thank you so much for your feedback. Love having you guys, and we're out.
All right.